Twilight Sparkle in a Cucumber by Vita, aka Sparlight Twinkle. Spike was away. This simple fact meant a lot for Twilight. She could finally do that little secret thing she loved to do without risking that some pony or some dragon would see her doing it. She trotted down and carefully locked the front door. The last thing she wanted was having some of her friends barge uninvited and catch her in her confidential activities. She trotted upstairs and checked the locks on the windows. It was very likely that Rainbow Dash would carelessly fly in if the window was left open. She also pulled the curtains, just to be sure. Voyeurism was rampant in Ponyville, and usually perpetrators were Pegasi. Having successfully secured her privacy, the unicorn trotted into the kitchen. She opened a cupboard and removed a few very rarely used pots from there. To her eyes there was revealed a large, beautiful vegetable she bought yesterday and hid from Spike. A cucumber. It was perfect. The length, the diameter, the hardness. She could only imagine how much pleasure it would give her. Twilight gently took the cucumber and put the pots back in place. She carried it all the way up to her bedroom and lay on her bed. She couldn't take her eyes from it. She was earnestly awaiting the moment the vegetable would end up inside her. Lying on her back, she levitated the cucumber in the air and stared at it for a while. "Wait, something's lacking," she said. She caressed the surface of the cucumber with her hoof and realized she needed something more. She put the vegetable away and trotted back to the kitchen. She opened the fridge, took a jar of mayonnaise and a few tissues. "Just in case," she murmured to herself. With the newly acquired items, she returned to her den. Once again, she lay on her back, levitated it, and opened the jar and dipped the green vegetable into the mayo. She levitated it back up and stared upon it. "I wonder what my friends would say if they entered while I was doing this," she thought. She giggled because the images appeared in her mind with ease. Twilight Sparkle was lying in bed, enjoying a large cucumber. Suddenly, something broke through the window pane. Shards of glass flew everywhere, and a cyan Pegasus emerged among the scattered remains of the window. Twilight froze in shock, losing magical grip on the cucumber. Drops of mayonnaise stained the sheets. What are you doing in here?" the unicorn asked while trying to hide the vegetable from her friend's sight. "I just dropped in," Rainbow Dash began, but then she noticed Twilight was trying to hide something. She flew to the ceiling to take a better look and immediately burst into laughter. "Really, Twilight? A cucumber with mayonnaise?" The unicorn blushed and begged, "Please, Dash, don't tell any pony." Rainbow put a hoof to her chin, pretended to think for a moment and answered, "Nah." Then she flew away, turning a deaf ear to the pleas coming from the bedroom. Twilight nervously glanced at the window. Luckily, in reality, there was no Rainbow Dash crashing into the bedroom. At least so far. The Pegasus was probably somewhere else, hopefully at Sweet Apple Acres, boasting about her newest aerial trick to Applejack. Twilight suddenly imagined the farm pony paying her an unexpected visit. Suddenly, she heard the door downstairs had been broken and quick footsteps could be heard on the stairs leading to her bedroom. The bedroom door opened and an orange pony ran inside. "Twilight, we got a problem!" Applejack shouted as soon as she entered the librarian's private quarters. She galloped to the upper level of the bedroom and skidded to a halt. The unicorn was frantically trying to hide some sticky green vegetable. Less speechless, Applejack only heard a whisper. "Please, I can explain." She shook her head and quickly turned around, repeatedly saying to herself, "I ain't seen no Twilight with a cucumber. I ain't seen Twilight with no cucumber. I ain't seen Twilight with no cucumber." Twilight could only imagine Applejack ever approving of her newly discovered hobby. The Earth Mare was very conservative in these matters, so it would be better if she never found out. The librarian pondered for a while which of her friends would be the most open to the idea of enjoying a mayonnaise-covered cucumber in a bedroom, and her analytical mind immediately found an answer. Suddenly, a pink shape popped out from under her bed, spraying confetti everywhere and yelling, "Surprise!" "Pinky, what are you doing here?" Twilight asked, trying to regain magical grasp on the cucumber. She failed, and the sticky vegetable fell down and rolled away. "I wanted to throw you a surprise party, but I see you found your way to entertain yourself on your own. A cucumber with mayonnaise. Why didn't I think about that before?" Pinkie Pie crawled out from under the bed, humming a cheerful tune, leaving the library. Well, that would probably go better than the rest, Twilight thought to herself, still looking at an immobile cucumber hovering over her bed. A cucumber. Suddenly, she remembered which of her friends loved to use cucumber slices on a day-to-day basis. All of a sudden, Twilight heard the front door opening. Did she forget to lock it? She tried to remember, but she wasted too much time on it because a moment later the bedroom door opened, revealing Rarity. Twilight, I heard from Spike that you would love to... The white unicorn paused when she noticed Twilight trying to hide a mayonnaise-covered vegetable. She chuckled. Oh, Twilight, I never knew you were into those kinds of things. Twilight merely smiled sheepishly instead of replying. Rarity continued, I'm not judging you. In fact, I think a mare has her needs, and what she does in the confines of her own bedroom is a private matter. Rarity inched close and winked. I also have my own guilty pleasures no pony knows about. So, I'll wait for you downstairs, if you don't mind. With that, Rarity turned around and left the bedroom giggling. Twilight's mind put forward several candidates for Rarity's guilty pleasures, but in a violent fight for her sanity, she managed to push them back with images of fluffy, cute bunnies. Speaking of bunnies, she thought to herself, I wonder what Fluttershy would say if she saw me now. Suddenly, she heard a whisper next to her bed. Oh, sorry, Twilight. Was I too quiet? Fluttershy asked, watching as Twilight enjoyed the cucumber. Twilight opened her eyes and rolled down from the bed. Fluttershy! You startled me. Sorry. Is that a cucumber with mayonnaise? Yes, but... Twilight started, awaiting Fluttershy's shock and panic. To her surprise, nothing like that happened. Okay, the yellow mare said. But, personally I prefer cucumbers with chili sauce. Okay, that was enough of that silliness, Twilight said aloud. It was time to finally get down to the cucumber she was levitating for a while. A single drop of mayonnaise had already fallen onto her belly, tickling her as it went down her side. Twilight lowered the vegetable and closed her eyes. She prepared her body for the delight that the vegetable was about to give her. She slowly slid it inside. Thankfully, the mayonnaise made this easier. She groaned in pleasure and clenched her teeth. She felt the smoothness of the dressing and pushed it further with her magic. She continued this gratifying process for minutes. Each time, a smaller part of the vegetable was outside until finally the whole cucumber was finished. She licked her lips and enjoyed the feel of the cucumber moving towards her belly. Thanks to the mayonnaise, the cucumber slid quite easily. The sheet was stained and stuck to her coat. Twilight lay for a few more minutes and then slowly opened her eyes, saying to herself, I think I'll eat another one.